Jennifer Edwards. Judge Jennifer Edwards was hearing a domestic violence complaint against Melissa Hardwick, filed by her estranged husband. But the hearing took an unexpected turn when Melissa Hardwick was handed a 10-day sentence, prompting her to lunge across the bench and security to rush in. Surveillance video of the incident showed Hardwick's husband explaining why he filed the order. Hardwick then interrupts and refuses to stop talking after the judge warns her that she will be held in contempt for disobeying her order to do so.
Ms. Hardwick, you will be held in contempt of this court if you become disruptive.
But that didn't seem to make a blind bit of difference to angry Melissa, who just carried on chit-chatting. Making good on her threat, the judge promptly handed her a 10-day sentence. Suddenly, Melissa threw herself at the judge, lunging in fists first.
Court. Go now.
Hardwick was taken down by 3 security officers. Edwards was not hurt in the incident. Hardwick suffered facial scratches. Hardwick was then sentenced to 120 days in jail for contempt of court for the incident. And now she faces separate charges of third-degree terroristic threatening, intimidating a participant in the legal process, and resisting arrest. Her bond is set at $25,000. Judge Edwards ruled after the incident that the domestic violence order filed by Hardwick's husband would remain. Aubrey Rimes. Judge Aubrey Rimes was holding Pike County Justice Court. Then the incident occurred. Sydney Newsom, 27, was in court charged with domestic violence. When Judge Aubrey Rimes ordered Newsom to be removed from the courtroom, he became irate and unruly. Surveillance video shows Newsom struggling with the bailiff, and then he threw a stack of papers at the judge, and chaos ensued. As Newsom tried grabbing more objects in the courtroom, a bailiff struggled to restrain the angry defendant. Judge Rimes got up from his seat after Newsom tried throwing a phone at him. At that point, Judge Rimes approached the defendant and single-handedly pinned him onto the desk and held him there until backup arrived. Newsom received an additional charge of contempt of court and served 2 days in jail. Vanessa Dixon. Bass Webb, 30, was in court to face accusations that he tried to run over Deputy Ryan Barkley and pretrial officer John Mason as they stood outside the Bourbon County Jail. District Judge Vanessa Dixon, who serves Bourbon, Scott, and Woodford counties, recused herself from the case because she knows Barkley and Mason. Bass didn't like that she told him she was done with him. Webb then spit in Dixon's face. Vanessa can be seen shocked after that and asked deputies to charge him. Deputies escorted Webb out of the courtroom, but no charges have been filed in relation to the spitting. Vonda Evans. This is not a physical attack, but a verbal one. Judge Vonda Evans scolded a man charged in a criminal sexual conduct case who swore at her in a Detroit courtroom. Anthony Thornton yelled "fuck you" at Evans during the trial Friday, and she responded to the outburst during the proceedings. In surveillance footage, Evans can be seen shouting at Thornton, telling him to be quiet, and asked deputies to take him out of the courtroom. Thornton was led out of the courtroom. Evans then explained he would be found not guilty of the kidnapping charge, but would be found guilty of criminal sexual conduct and unlawful imprisonment. Evans then had Thornton brought back into the courtroom so she could address him about his outburst. Thornton then apologized to the judge. Evans expressed her disappointment over his conduct in court. Thornton had been charged with 3 counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct, 3 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct, 1 count of kidnapping, and 2 counts of unlawful imprisonment. Anthony D'Onofrio. Pendland was in court Tuesday afternoon for sentencing on child endangering counts. But prosecutors said that's only because the baby never died from his injuries. The boy suffered traumatic brain damage and a broken neck that left him hearing impaired, nearly blind in both eyes, and unable to hold his own head up. Prosecutors said the boy was 3 months old at the time of the abuse. Judge Anthony D'Onofrio told Penland that the jury disagreed and found him guilty. After being sentenced to 11 years, the defendant bowed and shook his head before letting out one final outburst.
Man. I didn't do anything wrong, man.
He was taken out of the courtroom by deputies. John Murphy. In June 2014, in a dreary criminal courtroom packed with defendants waiting their turn at the bar of justice, Assistant Public Defender Andrew Weinstock and Brevard County Circuit Judge John Murphy started arguing over Weinstock's refusal to waive his client's right to a speedy trial.
Set it for trial, set it for trial.
All right.
If you want to set it for docket sounding, set it for docket sounding. I'm not waiving in any case.
Then suddenly, Murphy lost it. "You know, if I had a rock, I would throw it at you right now," he shouted at Weinstock. "Stop pissing me off. Just sit down. I'll take care of this. I don't need your help. Sit down."
You know, if I had a rock, I would throw it at you right now.
You know, this is
Stop pissing me off. Just sit down. I'll take care of it. I don't need your help.
Weinstock stood his ground. "You know what? I'm the public defender. I have a right to be here, and I have a right to stand and represent my clients."
You know what? I'm the public defender. I have a right to be here, and I have a right to
I
stand
said
and represent
sit
my
down.
clients.
If you want to fight, let's go out back and I'll just
Let's
beat
go
your
out.
ass.
The gauntlet thrown, the two men disappeared into the hallway. The sound of a scuffle followed. Moments later, Murphy returned to the courtroom. Weinstock did not. Weinstock later said Murphy hit him twice in the face. Murphy alleged that it was Weinstock who threw the first punch, hitting Murphy in the chest. A deputy separated the two men. The courtroom crowd, which had heard everything, clapped and laughed. Even though Weinstock was no longer present, Murphy continued to pass judgment on the public defender's clients. The Florida Supreme Court was not amused. It overturned a lesser punishment imposed on Murphy by a disciplinary panel and removed him from the bench. That was it for today's video. We hope you like it. If you want to see more interesting videos, then make sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button.